I was with a bunch of kids in a jungle gym. In a side room, a lavish birthday party came to its climax, the opening of the gifts. The birthday boy was a roughly 9 or 10-year-old pudgy little Prince Charming, wearing a tuxedo, burgundy bow tie, and dress shoes. Remember, this is a jungle gym. He got seated in an oversized throne that possibly came from a theater set, and in front of this throne was a tall pile of wrapped gift boxes. At the foot of this monument, multiple gift bags. The mom handed the boxes and bags to the boy, who ripped them open, and after a cursory glance he just put the gifts down on the floor. No joy, no smile, no excitement, no thank yous. Next. This sad process of ritualized child worship went on for a while as the crowd of gift givers in front of the throne oohed and ahed and politely clapped. I could see no benefit of this for any of the participants. Everybody was trapped in a charade of fulfilling social obligations, including the birthday boy. The first problem of our jungle gym Prince Charming is the paradox of choice. He has an abundance of toys and games piled up, but the choice overload doesn't make him happy. An American psychologist, Barry Schwartz, says that confronted with too many choices, we actually get paralyzed. He divides the choice makers into two groups, maximizers and satisficers. Satisficers just settle with things that are good enough, but maximizers obsess about the best possible choices in a world of virtually infinite variety. The long-term consequence of these mental logjams, the stress that these mental logjams cause, is depression and anxiety. Now, kids are born hedonistic pleasure maximizers who want to be spoiled if they see a chance for that. But then they have no idea why and how they ended up being unhappy. The notion that supplying the kids with the latest and greatest amusing things will keep them engaged and somehow make them smarter is just not true. Kids crave social interaction with siblings, friends, and adults. Jumping on the bed or roughhousing with a little brother is more meaningful than sitting alone in a room surrounded with fancy toys. I cannot think of any game or toy that's more fun when you use it alone as opposed to sharing it with somebody. Anyways, games and toys need a bit of an adult coaching and involvement. You need to show the kids how these things are used and how they are fun. Otherwise, the kids just open the boxes and don't know what to do with the bits and pieces. Games, to me, mean family time. Jungle Jim Prince Charming is used to the idea that he does not have to do anything. Supposedly, things bring joy and things are catered to him. He has no responsibilities. This wonderful thing just happens to him. In his mind, this is how the world works. Unfortunately, this has a tendency to get worse and worse. He is unhappy with the latest round of gifts and starts demanding more exclusive and more expensive ones. The parents obliged. He is still unhappy, so he raises the bar again. I have known a rich kid who was at the advanced stage of this. In my mind, I just called him the mad boy. If I want to be charitable, I'd say he lived in a fantasy world of boundless luxury, the only thing that was supposed to make him happy. If I want to be a bit blunt, I would just say, mad boy, was delusional. Moderation is a moral virtue, says Aristotle, and Plato sees it as the harmony between reason, spirit, and desire. Confucianism, Buddhism, Islam, Hinduism, and Christianity promote self-restraint. The consensus is that moderation protects us from giving into our desires and going too far in indulging our passions. For thousands of years, in every corner of the world, this is what people were saying. This means something. This cannot be easily dismissed. In the name of what? Good life? Progress? There are very few rich people who are normal and relatable. My own observation is that money makes people, to put it mildly, different. I love the image in the old adage, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. Order is beautiful. I've made this point before. Order is very human. I make a constant effort to maintain order in my life and in my thinking. When my things are in order, it has a calming effect on me. But in a chaotic environment, I cannot function. When I see that some people live in a pigsty, I think this is a reflection of their inner chaos. Mad Boy's room was like the aftermath of a tornado. Bits and pieces of toys, games, gifts, gadgets, disassembled or broken gizmos were strewn around. None of these things brought him happiness, so none of them had any value for him. I can imagine that Jungle Jim Prince Charming's room was the same. We face huge problems on multiple levels, but I don't want to start assigning blame, because that doesn't help. Cowboy wisdom says if you find yourself in a hole, the first thing you do is stop digging. Pause, time out, thinking cap on. That's a start. I can think of inspirational stories of redemption, people who messed up big time but managed to turn their lives around. Again, there's worldwide consensus on this. It's never too late to change.